Welcome to the NY Live for the last day of the trading week. Welcome back to the another live session, traders. Hope that you had an enjoyable day. We had a successful previous session like we do every day. Now looking for another potential successful session here. I'm looking at gold also. We can keep eye on euro dollar and British pound US dollar, which in fact showing that potentially downside here. DXY moving back to the upside. We might see some movement in those instruments that we will come back on that. In the meantime, let's quickly look at on gold here, and then we also will keep another window for the currency pairs. But in the meantime, I would like to see that all the members are here, ready for another trading day. Welcome. Hey everyone, good evening. Let's begin another trading day. This can be a memorable day as last day of trading week, monthly close coming. So massive volatility expecting this session and looking forward to enter a potential trading opportunity as soon as it appears in the market. So beginning with gold here, looking at the monthly. Now before I look at the monthly, I would like to look at the members. All are here. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Crazy to I see that all of you are here. Say yes in the live chat if you are here. All right. Why? If you are ready for this session here. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome. Yep. Good job. Cool. Now we are almost, this is last day on the monthly, right? So we are almost in the last session of the monthly close, and the market is in a very crucial level that I would say that it's a critical price. Welcome. So how we will be trading as the monthly close coming? There are two probable scenario now at the moment. With the monthly close, a breakout, that means the market to completely break to the upside here, and a breakout here completely to the upside. One possible scenario. The other possible scenario is that the market to drop below with the monthly close or before the monthly close. So this is what we are looking at in this market here. So we are looking at in this market that the market here, if you look at the high, and with this monthly high here, expecting the market now potentially to come back for a pullback or to break that high to create a new higher high. Both scenario can play out as it is last day of the month, and there will be new monthly opening. Good afternoon, sir. Prosper, good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for asking. You can find link below this video. If you guys want to more explore about my strategy, trading signals, and all the things that I'm sharing in the group, you can visit www.forextradingwizard.com. So this is a where you can find all the details. You can find link below this video. So in the website, the second link below this video, you can visit the website. And for more update, always stay connected to the Telegram channel as well. That being said, trade with the trend. This is the primary strategy that I use, always trading with the trend. That's the key here, guys. Trading with the trend. So let's begin now. What's happening in the market as with this one here. So let's look at here. Now this is 3280. Monthly low, which is pretty low price here, and we see the monthly high. So from the monthly we see it's a full body candle Okay, so monthly candle is a full body candle. If we look at the weekly here, that we are last day of trading week, right? And the price has just broken that high here. So if you look at here, you can see this is a resistance, 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 and also resistance here. So which is a pretty big resistance in that area here from the weekly perspective here on XAUUSD. Now this is an important level of resistance, and in that resistance what we can see that the market from this support level here, so if you look at, which is pretty important support, and in that monthly and weekly support, we can see the weekly perspective, the market, the candle has closed past this resistance, haven't closed here. The market currently above this resistance line, past that level from the weekly that we can see on gold. Now what we could see the market as, what is going up is likely to go up. That's the law of trading. So this is how the trading works. So if you look at the overall market structure here on gold, that we can see the overall market structure is bullish, right? So because it's a bull market, we could see the market to potentially to be bullish. So what we could see that from the weekly here, as last day of trading week, last day of trading month, the market might behave a little differently because there might be increased volatility. So let's look at now daily here. Now this is what I was looking at on the daily. This is a daily impulse. If you guys look at, you can see that from here, this is an impulsive move back to the upside here, another impulsive move back to the upside. So back to back, two daily impulse here, right? So with this daily impulse that you can see, okay, so this is the daily impulse, resistance line, and in that resistance line, what we are seeing so far today, once the market open, there is a downside. So that's why, if you guys looked at my previous trade that we have opened in our London live, was bearish trade, right? It was sell trade, and because of that reason, because the market now getting rejection from the high, so there could be, because this is a monthly close, you can expect a reversal. Okay, so that reversal that we are looking at here in this market, in fact, if that's the case, we might see even strong drop with the monthly close. And that's why I'm looking at here on the 4-hour chart. If we look at, we can see that this is where the market forming narrower, smaller dodges. If you look at here, you can see this is where a liquidity grab, pin bar, another liquidity grab, bearish candle, and here we can see the market, in fact, whenever reaching that high, getting a rejection here with a stronger momentum. So the way the market structure forming here, there are two potential scenario now, is to remain bullish in the major direction or to break below here. Now if you closely look at on the 1 hour, you can spot a pattern here, which is a bull flag, right? So we are coming to now an entry zone. So this is the channel, right? This is a bull flag that you can spot in this market here. So with this bull flag, if you look at, what do you see here? It's a bull flag, right? Spotting a pattern is important. And this is 1 hour market structure, because it's a bull flag. Okay, we might see that this bull flag to break below first. You see that bull flag more often. So what is a bull flag? If you are not sure, bull flag is also, you can find that kind of bear flag. Okay, so you'll see more often in the market this kind of pattern happens. A pole and a flag pattern, which is called the, if it is a bullish pole, then we say bull flag, and if it is a bearish, then we can say bear flag. So the same thing, just the mirror of it. So when you see a bull flag, more often you see that bull flag first, before it bounces, it breaks below. So the possibility here in this market is that this bull flag may break below in that area. And here, as from the 1 hour, whenever the market crossing that high, we see that there is a rejection happening. So that being said, here if you look at the 15 minutes, now I'm going to the very lower time frame. If you guys look at in our previous session, we entered a trade here and boom, the market dropped in that level. The previous trade as well. We don't over trade, you know that we don't over trade, but whenever the market shows us, we take those trade, right? So this is what we are looking at here in this market. Now at the moment, here is the channel that you can see, and in this channel, in this bull flag, what we can expect now here is this market to potentially go back up. The previous session's high is here. Quite a few scenario could play out. Is the market to be fully bullish, which is for me less likely. We have 9 minutes to go for the news to come up, and that's what I'm looking at, the potential spike. Okay, so if you look at the calendar, okay, this is pretty important news coming up on dollar core PCE price index, though in context of the data we may not have that much significance, but it's a high impact news. So as one high impact news combining with the weekly monthly close along with the end of the week and also NY session, if you combine those, that's I call the fourth dimensional trading. This is what I always talk about rarely, okay? Because if you guys are trading, you know that you can look at the candlestick pattern, you can look at the indicators. Those candles that if you look at the chart, go backward, you can see that this, the context, you don't know in what situation those candles were printed, right? Because a candle printed, this is when there was a speech from Powell, right? That one is Asian session on Monday. Very different timing, and the candlestick pattern that forming during that time is different. So the candle close in Tokyo session, the candle close in London session, and in Asian session, very different. Also the candle close in NY session, because timing is important. So that being said, if you look at here on this price section here, with this news, because there is a high impact news, the timing shows potential move in the market. So, and that timing, if for me, it's now locally a bear market. Globally, it's a bull market, you know that, but locally, it's a bear market. So that means anytime the market is crossing any of this key level, it's a important area that you can look for potential sell. The previous key level that we have sold after break of this high, this is an overextension. If you guys have looked at in the previous session, the market exactly rejected from that level, right? So now here is the key level that we can see, and in that key level, so if you look at, here is where you can see that the market in that key level has potentially broken. If the market breaks that high here with the spike crossing that high, that's where you could find another entry. If the market breaks below, we will be looking for. But now for the eye here, after all of this, not I that can see, but I that I am speaking. So if you look at 3414.86, This is the key level of resistance, right? So we could see the market going to hit that level or no, but especially for me, 3414.86 is where I'm looking at potential zone. But at the moment, we will not be placing the pending order is because of the coming up news, and we don't want to enter during the news. But though we don't want to enter during the news, but I want to place a pool here. Let's see what everyone is thinking here. What do you think about gold here? So news spike up or news spike down? Share your thought and opinion here. So what's your opinion on gold? I have posted a poll. If you guys cast a vote. I missed out the first trade due to network issue. Hope will be lucky enough this time. That's completely fine, guys. Missing trade is a part of trading, right? This is where also important. You know, sometime you need to take it trading very, very, effectively, and at the same time you need to learn to hold it loosely. For example, let's say you have a coffee, right? You love coffee, wake up in the morning having a coffee or tea or anything you like, right? And you saw on your mobile phone a coffee or tea. There's a trade probably applying in your strategy. It is okay to give priority to your coffee rather than opening the trade. The trade will come, a lot of them. See, you can let a lot of trade slip away from you, but only take those that you are in the zone. Okay, you are on the chart, you have done enough analysis, you have proper understanding, then you're gonna take the trade, right? That's what trading is. You have to take it long term and at the same time hold it loosely. So that's how trading is. Because if you take it too serious, but you have to be serious the trade that you are opening with risk management, but not about like every trade you want to catch and you don't want to miss any trade. Then what will happen is that you start to experience the FOMO, right? So, and then there will be some trade that it's not there, you might be start to open. So that's very important to look at in terms of having a trading psychology that you need. Afternoon, sir, what do you mean by pending order? I hear it a lot. So, okay, we will be discussing on the pending order. We have 2 minutes for the news, and I'm going to explain fully for those who are beginner trader how to place the pending order. What does it mean to be buy, stop, sell, stop, buy limit, sell limit? Sometimes it's very simple stuff, but causes sometimes misunderstanding. It's sometimes also it took for me also a lot of time to grasp that concept. So that being said, let's look at here in this area on gold. What's happening here? Let's see. All right, so coming up in few minutes, only 45 seconds. 2 important news, also CAD. So you might see move on CAD as well. First of all, gold, we are looking at this level here, which is key level that we are looking at. Okay, so how does this impact it? Looking at the 4 hour, waiting for a break to the upside here, potentially to hit that resistance line here. Okay, we see that bounce that happened here from this level and going to that resistance line. Okay, so from here, price slowly pushing that back to the upside. You want to see that this session's high has been broken, and then we can look for possible sell setup if the market shows that pattern here. We see from this level the price slowly breaking to the upside in this area. So here is what you can see from this doji here with a 1 hour price action, pretty long doji formation, expecting the market to go up, hit that level, grab the liquidity, and then to potentially reject back again because there is a bull flag here in this area. With quite a few long week candle here, what you can see the market after test of this high, we could see the market to potentially reject back below here. Let's wait to see that where the market is possibly be heading in this area. And the level set that I'm looking at 3414, we see that the data has come to be here, core PC price index. Why it's not showing up? Come on. Oh yeah. So 0.3%. So there is no change, but GDP on CAD was pretty minus. So the forecast was plus 0.1%. The actual minus 0.1%. So, but the dollar, the data is stable. So that has what it has given that bullish impulse, right? So how does that impacted DXY? Let's look at here. So DXY was going to the upside that early we have seen. Now it's after this pin bar, it's pushing back again from the weekly support level, and it might potentially go back here to this resistance line. So if we look at on DXY, that we can see here, DXY, we can see there is a pretty sharp bounce, and we might see later DXY to be rejected. But at the moment, we see that there is an upside. That's an impact from the news also. So if DXY is going to the upside, gold potentially could be later to be bearish, though more often also they both move in the same direction, especially in the time of economic uncertainty when the gold and DXY move in the same direction, though they are mirrored. So now at the moment, what we can see here, it's as expected moving back to the upside. 1 hour price action, if you guys look at crossing that high, and I'd like to see that potentially, because it's a bounce from this support, that price may even bounce back to this daily resistance line. If you look at here, you can see the market is approaching the daily resistance line, also the daily high. Both of them are quite important in this area. So that daily level that we are seeing here, which is very important level that you can see on the daily time frame, and this move that you want to see, 2 key level here that you can spot: daily high, daily open and close, and there is an imbalance or fair value gap. So from the 1 hour, if we look at here from this support level, first would like to see that crossing this zone, this threshold, 341415 level, and then we can look for a possible selling opportunity. Sometimes it confuses you. That's very, very fair and reasonable. Now, the reason is the market is pretty chaotic more often. That's why only focus on the current time frame, right? So what is the current session's high is here, and what is the previous session's high is here. So these two levels are quite important. And then coming to the daily open and close and high. So once the market cross this level above is where the possibility for the market to go back up. I think if there is a sharp breakout, it might even go back to the daily high here. Okay, and then could return back again. Because it's a bigger picture is bullish. Now we see that today so far there was a drop, and now it's moving back to the upside. Here we need to wait a little more time for that movement, and then once the market prepared, we can look for that entry opportunity in this market. Let's have some fun this time. All right, so Eurusd. Yep, we will be looking at, as we're looking at DXY. What we're looking at here, guys, DXY, you can see after this pin bar, it made its move back to the upside here, which is pretty sharp, bounce back to the upside. And from the daily and lower time frame, you can see the market is showing pretty upside momentum here. So that might go that price back to 98.22 on DXY. And if we look at here on gold, that also moving back to the upside here. So for a potential entry, the first step is to see the market crossing 3415 or 3414.85. So euro dollar is just a mirror of DXY. We are looking at DXY here, so you can understand most of the pairs. Also, like to keep here British pound US dollar. Euro dollar and British pound US dollar. Okay, so euro dollar, if we look at, euro dollar is keep pushing down, that we discussed in our previous session as well, that potentially to come back to this support level here. So we'll be looking at euro dollar to see the price crossing that low, and I think after break of this low here, we might find buying opportunity on euro dollar. So that's where we can see euro dollar currently coming to this daily support level, which is an important support. And along with our own Xauusd that we can see on gold is potentially crossing that threshold, that 4-hour resistance. And with this break, that we might see that potentially we will be able to find that next entry opportunity. I think possible today 117 EU. What do you think about it? Why DXY go up? I'm so sad. Why you are sad? DXY going up. Are you short on DXY? Here's the move on Xauusd, and we can expect it to potentially cross that threshold here, which is, if you look at here, you can see the market moving to that level. This is the key level, expecting it to potentially go back up further here to the upside. And 4 hour here, that you can see the market crossing that resistance line. 1 hour also, this is 1 hour price action, which is showing the market structure on the 1 hour looks pretty organized. That means we can spot those key levels, okay, so which is an important resistance line here. And this move that we are looking at the moment, the price passing that level, and with this move back to the upside, we'll be looking for the market to potentially go back to the daily high. Now, with this support here from this bull flag, as we discussed, the market going to the daily resistance. One very important subtle point that we need to look at: observation. As I mentioned earlier, guys, observation is key, right? You see that the trade ideas that I'm posting, discussing in this live session, you guys see, previous session trade 2 entry was placed almost exactly to the point, right? Now, how does the market moving in the direction that we're discussing, or I am discussing in the market moving? There are two very important points, right? Sometimes we think that the market is doing exactly as we analyzed, or we analyze exactly the market what is doing, right? There are two things very distinctive, but that's not the point. The point is that when we are looking at the structure in the market, right? If you look at here, you can see that this is a bull flag, and if you observe that bull flag, as I mentioned earlier, observation is the key. This bull flag still did not break that low, right? So it's going up without breaking the down. So there is a possibility here for this bull flag that the market cross that high and coming to that low here, which is very important to look at. So therefore, once the market will be able to crack that daily high here, okay, so once the market is able to crack the daily high, we can look for the market to drop back below this level here. So we see just cross that 4-hour high, the previous session's high. All right. So now cross the previous session's high here, and approaching the daily resistance line. $3317.80 is the daily resistance. Let's see that what we are going to do in that level. You look at the monthly. Here is the monthly high. Daily high is being broken, and we might be able to find a potential entry very soon here. Okay, so it's crossing that level. So approaching a daily resistance line here. Now from here we could see a complete breakout to the daily resistance to create a new higher high. So you can see the market push that back to the upside here, expecting the price to cross that high and then to revert again back below. Here's the move from the support level that you can see Xauusd. It's the move here that you can see the market is trying to push that back to the upside, expecting it to cross that high. This is a fair value gap, and this is also the monthly high. So pretty important level it is reaching. Here we need to be patient for that entry. Okay, so as with the progression, we want to see that the market is hitting that level. Now the question is, will you be entering from here, or will you be waiting for the market to potentially cross this monthly high? This is the daily high the price is approaching, and then that's the monthly high. Here is the resistance, the price approaching that key level here. We're going to enter. Let's look at to see that 15 minutes chart. Pretty sharp moves. If it is one single move, definitely we'll be looking for an entry. At the moment, I'm just trying to look at the daily. If you look at it, you can see the price still hit those lines here to understand the overall market structure here. So this is the 1 hour daily price action, and with this doji, the market may touch that high here now, And if we look at the 1 hour here, it's the ATR here. Approaching the daily high, and this is the monthly close coming. We might see a possible rejection from here, and that, because it's approaching a very important daily resistance line. If you look at here, that market could cross that high and may potentially back below here, okay, to the support level again. So now that move, what we can see on if you look at the 4 hour here, it's a complete break back to the upside here. So let's wait to see the bigger picture, that because there's a monthly close coming, is the market crossing that monthly high here, or it is in this movement crossing the daily high and dropping back to this daily support again. Here's the market is crossing that high here. It's pretty important level that you can see. Okay, so it's approaching that the daily high. Once the market crossed the fair value gap here, we will be observing the lower time frame price action for potential reversal back below here. So this is currently overextended to the upside from the daily level that it has opened, and monthly high is 3422 or 3423. Okay, so daily high is broken. This is a fair value gap. Is the market suddenly going back to the upside or returning back again? This is what now we will be looking at. I'm on the 5-minute chart to see what is the market doing. Patience is key, as I mentioned earlier. Patience is key. We had previous session pretty successful trade, and this session as well would like to carry on. The market just has touched the daily high, and this is a very important key level. Now breaking that high will be here fair value gap. And if you look at here, it's a complete imbalance in the market. So if the price is going back here, okay, that could directly hit that high here. As you know, the market doesn't like to leave an imbalance. Okay, it's like the universe also doesn't like to leave an imbalance. So that's why the universe constantly strive for balance in every aspect of it. So similarly, this market, it's like always constantly the price will move from imbalance to the imbalance. So basically, wherever there is an imbalance, when the market breaks out, it normally goes to that zone where there is an imbalance. So if you look at here, you can see this is an imbalance here in the market, and that imbalance is quite important. So expecting that to cross that and then go back to fill that zone here, fill that imbalance in the market. Okay, so crossing that level, crossing the threshold is going to completely pure FVG. Okay, so there's a gap open and showing that potentially to be further upside. And this is a monthly high, so basically it may strongly bounce. I would look to sell here, guys. This is a daily high, but the reason I'm not selling is there are two reasons. One is the daily trend is pretty strongly bullish here. You can see it's a sharp breakout, and monthly high is very near, so we could see the market touching the monthly high and then rejecting back below. So what we'll be doing here is, once we see promisingly the market is feeling that imbalance, we will be potentially entering from the monthly high. First of all, we'd like to see that here how the market is reacting to the daily level. Okay, so this is a very high probability that the price to retest again to 3404 from this daily high. And if that's the scenario, along the way we could look for an entry. But if the market not coming here, if you look at the 1 hour, you can see that it's a one single move back to the upside. In that case, we could see the market going straight back to this 3423 level. Do you think that gold is coming to 3404 for a retest, or it keep pushing back to the upside? Here is, if you look at here, you can see there is a 1 hour 10 EMA, and it might even come back here for a retest to this 1 hour 10 EMA and could revert back again, which is also the 15 minutes 10 EMA. This is another important area of value, also aligning with the 5 minutes 20 EMA. There's some rejection coming from this high, and rejection from this high here. Might be able to find a possible entry at 3412. This market directly coming back to that level. Okay, we might be able to find potential buy here. Let me see. This is the 5-minute chart, and okay, we'll be placing here a buy buy limit from this level and to this level at 3412.13. Stop loss leaving below here. $21 pip. So therefore it's gonna be around 30 pip stop loss. This level 221. Five-minute candle closed with one long candle, and didn't reach that level. It's pushing back again to the upside, so you could take 40 pip here. Okay, so the market reversed from that level, didn't reach it. So if this 5 minutes candle straight drop here, we could look for buying from this level. So it didn't reach that level, it's gone back, so we are not placing here at the moment. We'll be waiting for confirmation. So here we can see the price again has gone back to the daily high. So the probability here now is to have a reversal or go back to that 3423 level. Now 3423 level is, we look at, this is where now daily high, and there is a fair value gap, guys, here. Now the market could range here and slowly go back up, or going to hit that level and coming back. So from the monthly high, the possibility for a rejection is very high. Now, as the market is moving here in that area, so if you guys look at it, you can see that's where the move that you can see. And that move, what we can see here, the market slowly penetrating that level, expecting it to go cross that high here. Okay, so it crossed that threshold. So it's on a fair value gap at the moment. If you guys look at it, you can see it's on a fair value gap, expecting it to cross that high here. So the monthly high is 3423 level, and this fair value gap might go faster. And I'm not a fair value gap trader because I trade from the key level, the biggest trade possible always. That's what my aim here. So if you look at fair value gap here, we might see the market to cross that threshold and then creating a new higher high here, and then could revert back below. So from the 4 hour, if you look at it, you can see it's a one single move back to the upside here. Now, are we going to enter here? Let's look at from the 15 minutes how the market is doing. Now this is an all-time high. If you look at the monthly, the price is approaching this not all-time high, this monthly high. So that could be a test and then rejection. So what I'm expecting here, because this is the monthly high, and there is a one single move back to the upside from this monthly high. Just looking at the potential risk reward here, and so the price is approaching this monthly high. We can see there is a complete bounce back to the upside here, and so 4 hour close coming, and the price is almost reaching that 4 hour resistance line. We will be opening sell using the sell limit. We'll be discussing about the pending order that got a few questions before. From this monthly high, and what we can expect is the price to break that high and then to come back for deeper pullback, and So we will keep here 2 to 1. So this trade will be a sell limit with 66 pip stop loss here. So it's sell limit at 3423.04. So place the sell limit here on Xauusd and expecting to go back, hit that level and retard back again. Placing a sell limit here. This is a sell limit at monthly high. And waiting for a potential trigger here. So as the market crossed that fair value gap, the possibility for the price to go back and hit that monthly high is higher, and that's where we are looking for an entry from the monthly high. If it does, if it doesn't, then we'll see how the market structure is building up in this area here. And as we saw that there isn't much change from the forecast to the actual data on core PC price index, so which is I think DXY price remain. If you look at the DXY, we saw there is a bearish move and the market slowly pushing back to the upside on DXY. So if you look at the daily here, DXY, this gap open, and DXY structure that if you look at, there's a fish pattern again, and this is what I call the fish pattern. So if you look at that pattern on DXY, this is the daily chart, the possibility for the market to break from that pattern is here in that direction towards the downside. And therefore the trade ideas always on DXY will be for me downside. And it's now we can see there is a bounce. That bounce in fact has brought that price back to the upside, and you could see retest and then return again in that direction. There's a move that you can see on Xauusd, DXY, and with that move that you can see the market potentially to retest and then to return again in this direction. So DXY may even break this weekly support. I think the possibility today to break the DXY below is higher than going to hit a new higher high. So the bearish move possible on DXY here from that level. Now if that's the case, then gold to be, so far we can see that to this level here. Now as looking at the weekly on gold, you look at the weekly, that we can see this is a pretty sharp bullish move. Now it's still probability for the market to go ahead here, create a new higher high, but from the daily if you look at, you can see that so far there was a daily low tested, and it is still possible for this market to from this level even come back below, but we are targeting to the highest point because that's where the probability increases for our trade. We don't want to guess that the market will drop from here, rather we are looking at the point which is the monthly zone, monthly point, and that's a very important price action. Getting a sharp rejection from the high. Now this 1 hour candle that you can see along with the 4 hour, if this one is closing let's say as a narrow doji and then the 4 hour closing here, that could be further downside possibility. For the time being, we place the pending order here because it's a monthly high. we can readjust with the 4-hour close if we see that it did not trigger. But we are looking at here for possible drop to this, but I think we might see possible upside spike here. Because I'm long with you. Okay, is it true that August is worth months to trade? No, I don't believe. Why August could be a better month to trade? We see that it's huge volatility. If you look at the monthly candle, you can see it's a good month. There is no bad or good months, but it's all about how you are looking at the market. Only in December there is a little bit of less volatility due to the multiple public holidays, but throughout the year it's always pretty volatile. Eurusd, replace the chart here. Eurusd currently a little sideways. 325 is where it will go. Yeah, we are looking at in that level. We are most likely going to go down for 4-hour EMA area. That is what my analysis. 4-hour EMA. Yeah, so we are looking at in that area. Okay, so if you look at here, you can see that this is a, if you look at this move, highly likely you'll see a drop back to this support again, because monthly high is pretty high price, right? This is the whole month's high. So from that high there should have a rejection. Without rejection the market may not create a higher high. So that entry triggers could lead that price at least a wave of down, and that's why we will be entering that trade here. Is it going to create a lower high and drop to 4-hour 20 EMA? It might, if we see that the market hit that monthly high, it might slip away a little bit to the upside, and less likely that it might just form a uniform double top. Perfection is not perfect always, so you may not find exactly all the time like that. And then either it could create a lower high or it could create a higher high and then would drop back below if it managed to go back there. Now 4-hour candle close is important because this trade we would like to see that triggered that 4-hour time frame, because this candle if move that far, that is gonna be huge 8-year candle, and that's where the chances for the market to revert back. But if it turns to the next next 4-hour candle, it might go a little higher. So that's what could happen. So therefore this 4-hour candle is important to look at. We see that the price is in fact is improving back to the upside here. Now the market is on a fair value gap. So if you look at here, and it's going to reach that resistance line. Now it's approaching that monthly high as I mentioned. So there could be an impulse and then correction. That's what we're looking at. That this market to go ahead, hit that level and then come back below. Approaching that level that we can see. Would like to see the market to cross that high, grab the liquidity and reject. It's almost nearing there. Okay, so we are nearing that entry point. Okay, so approaching that key level here, which is an important resistance line, and this is the monthly high here. We're almost nearing to the monthly high. From this support level, expecting the market to cross that high here. Okay, so we are almost nearing to that entry point, expecting it to touch that level and trigger that entry and then to revert back again. So we're looking at here, one more bounce needed for us to look for that entry trigger. We are here 68p stop loss and expecting the market to trigger 4-hour candle close coming in few minutes. Pretty long candle here, and we are almost nearing to the trigger point on the lower time frame here, and so you can see the price slowly building the pressure back to the upside here. This is the key level, and one thing to see the price is hitting that level and then to revert again back below. Okay, so you are almost getting the trigger here. Okay, so my trade is active, guys. I'm on the trade, and that's a pretty sharp break currently on the monthly high has tested, and we can expect a rejection here. As I mentioned earlier, guys, risk management is key. So we are active with the trade, and as soon as I will be taking profit or doing anything, I will be giving you an update here, because it's a monthly high trade, it's a reversal trade, so we will not be taking too long on it. So looking at here, so active on the trade, we are running, if you look at the 1 minute, this is the 1 minute chart, and now we are looking at a 1 minute chart for possible rejection here. The price has crossed that monthly high and expecting a rejection back below here in this market to this level. Here is the key here, resistance line, and that's what we're looking to see the market to possibly to come back here for another pullback. Now you see some bounce here. This is a pretty long move, expecting If you look at the daily here, the prices cross the daily high. Market is pretty volatile here at the moment, and from here, this is the monthly high crossed, so expecting a pullback now to this order block here. This is an order block, the previous order block here in this area. All right, so you see some rejection, expecting a dip here, and that's what we need for taking profit to drop to this order block at least to 45, 46 pip. Will be good to see that the market to drop to that level. Here is the market in a slow pullback, expecting it to break that low here. All right, guys, hope that you're now the market is slowly trying to build that pressure back below. You want to see that that drop here from the monthly high, as this is where the high of the monthly, and expecting a potential rejection back below here to this support level. This is where the market slowly building the pressure back below and expecting it to come back here to this support level. So the 1 minute price action here, this is the previous swing low here also. From the 5 minutes perspective, we have a tight stop loss, expecting it to revert back below here. Are you guys with me? Welcome. What happened if the breaks the monthly high? So the market has broken the monthly high 3425, but we are on that, so we are waiting for that rejection. Guys, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up. If you like this stream, it's helpful to the algorithm. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. So here is, we have opened the reversal trade based on the monthly high here, so expecting it to revert back again. Thank you. It's on an uptrend, yes. 4 hour 20 EMA. It could. If you look at here, you can see it just became overextended to the monthly high, and from this level here, this is the 4 hour close coming in few minutes. So before the 4 hour close, would like to see it's coming back for a pullback below the previous session's low high here. That could be a very important level that we can look for an entry in this market. Okay, now it's form a structure. Would like to see that breakup structure here, and as the monthly high reached, so we are on that level to that key level, and 3450. This is in a very new area. That means that the whole month the price didn't reach that level. So there is an expected breakup structure. This is a 1 minute chart, and I think if breaks that, I'm expecting it to come back to this order block here, which is the previous resistance, turning support here. How is Gbpusd at this moment? We see the euro dollar and Gbpusd currently little side view. You might see that downside here. So what is the 4-hour pullback that I'm looking at here before the candle close? So here 4-hour, and if you look at the 1-hour, we can see that this is a pretty sharp bounce from the 1-hour 10 EMA, and This is a very from the monthly high, the price looks pretty so our entries here, we saw there was a breakup structure in the beginning. So the moment leaving an order block here, 4-hour close coming and the 1 hour also. Is the market preparing for a bigger move here? So nearly to the candle close here on the 4-hour chart. There is a very sharp bullish move and Eurusd, what's your TP? TP is below. So we are what I think that because this is on a very new area, so for the whole month the price didn't reach that level, and with this candle close there are two probable scenario: the market to fully remain bullish or straight come back to this lower time frame support level. Here is a candle closed and boom, we are out with the trade. It might, what I think would be, we might see a straight drop here or continuation back to the upside in this market. So this is a very strongly breakout because of the monthly and weekly close. It's approaching the previous monthly high. This is the previous monthly high. What you can see from here, from this level, that for the price to now approaching the previous monthly high. And approaching the previous monthly high, we look at, it may remain bullish till the previous monthly high because there is a monthly close, and the price may cross the previous monthly high and then followed by high of this doji in between this 3450 and 3438. The price may return again back below the direction of the trend. So that's gonna potentially be a new market structure here. So lower time frame here, as it is trending currently very aggressively to the upside, if you want to enter, it could be on a very lower time frame, such as on the 5 minutes or 1 minute, on a breakup structure. Before the price cross those levels, we'll be able to see that potentially entry in that market. So as it is, you know that guys, it's weekend, nearly to the end of the week, we could see the market doing little very differently, which normally in the end of the month it does. So because it's end of the month, this is another high here, which is the previous swing high. If you look at here, monthly, previous monthly high is approaching that level. And one important point that we can note down here is that these levels are series of lower high. So once the price will cross this zone here, 3438, 3440, that's a key level. And that key level is important because once the market cross that key level, we are good to enter into the trade. So this is what the next plan for us is, to enter upon cross of this 3440 level. And once we see the market cross the 3440 level, we are on the trade. So this is what the plan for the next one coming up. And at the moment, we are almost at the end of the month. So this move could be completely reversed at some point. If you look at the daily here, what do we see? That daily, this is the daily level, and this is the key level on the daily. The price approaching that 3438. So let's wait for a possible entry. If the market going too fast there, it's around still 80 pip, the price to reach that level here in this area. And if the market is reaching that 3438, 3440 level, if you look at here, you can see it's approaching that key level. This is another key level approaching the market, and I'm looking for possible another entry in that key level. If we see the market reach that zone, and what I think that if the price managed to break that high here, this is gonna break series of lower high. So from here, series of lower high, and that could lead a good move here below in that market, as it is almost nearly to the end of the month. So So there is a lower time frame doji has formed in that area, and yeah, of course. Okay, so it's pushing that price back to the upside here. And here is where you can see the market trying to reach that level, to that resistance line. Okay, so we see that the market, in this live session, guys, I'm trading every single day with all of you, and let's see that here where the market is hitting in that zone. So we have over 90% win rate. You guys have seen that the previous session how we have opened the trade, and the day before, and almost every day in this live session. And here what we can see, that the price approaching that key level where the previous monthly high now is the target, that the market is approaching that zone. And because it's breaking that high, the possibility for the market to test that level and then to reject again, this is what we are looking at for potential entry in this market. So are you guys ready for another entry? 3438.86 could be an important key level. And from here, this is where the move that you can see. Now, the patience is key here. I'm waiting for this. If you look at the weekly again, we can see that it's crossing this key level. As from that zone, we saw that in the past there has been significant breakdown to this level. The price is approaching that key level here, where the market may absolutely could reverse back here after retest. So this is what there is a complete bullish structure that you can see. So the 2 monthly gap here that you can see in between is around 129 pip. And here is the market is approaching that key level, and 1 hour we can see the price approaching that level. And if you look at here, you can see this is where the price is moving back to the upside. Now, one of our fellow member, she was with us for a very long period of time. We got a feedback. Feedback is very important. That this is why we work here, we trade here. The feedback was sent 2 days earlier. Yeah, I really appreciate that feedback. So the academy was running for a very long time. I have been trading 4 years, and about 3 years ago I joined the Forex Trading Wizard Academy, and the coach is not only excellent trader but also genuinely cares about the rest of us. He takes the time to ensure we understand the process behind the strategy. In my experience, he is probably one of the best coaches, or perhaps the best of the. Okay, so what are we here? This is my personal, in my personal space, that feedback in. It's gonna also on the website, but what you want to explain is that satisfaction is what we are working for, and every day there is a regular analysis, regular update classes. Is only because of that, so that traders who are here for long period of time, 3 years, 4 years time, they know what is trading is, right? So when a trader 3 years, 5 years trading together and being satisfied with the trading that they are doing, that's where we feel like that we have added value to thousands of people as a trader. And this is what our goal is, to create as many traders as possible. The reason I'm saying create is because we all trade, but very few truly become a trader. So if you think that you can become a trader, not buy here at the moment, because it's on the monthly high. Okay, so this is not a very good buy area, neither at the moment sell it is. So if you look at the daily, you can see it's breaking a series of, so you can see here, so series of lower high that is breaking to the upside here. So because it's breaking that series of lower high, the possibility for the market to break below here is high, or at least for a pullback. Now, for short term buy, if we look at, we need to wait for the break of structure. And because there is a pretty sharp breakout at the moment to this zone here, the market might continue to trend. But the probability here for me is that after cross of this monthly high, the price highly likely could come back for a deeper pullback here in this market. So here is the move that you can see from this support level is pushing slowly back to the upside here. And now for us to have any kind of bullish setup, if in case the market come back to this 1 hour support with a complete break of structure, without breaking that key level. This is also the 4-hour support that you can see. Which is the intraday support here on the 4-hour time frame. And we are looking for a breakup structure on the lower time frame. And because this is the monthly break, here we see there is a breakup structure, guys, and this support level could be another important zone that we can look for, or if we see the rejection from the monthly high. So at the moment we can see the price slowly trying to pull back here to this level. As we are nearing to the end of the month, we could see pretty unusual move from the 4-hour perspective here, that the price, if the price crossed this 3438, cross that pass by and coming back here, we will be able to look for sell from the cross of this high. On the other hand, if we see the price didn't cross that, instead come back to this 4-hour support, we might be able to see an entry if the price drop to that level with one single move. So that being said, guys, this is another trading week that we had an incredible week. Coming up next week with NFP, you guys have seen that this is another week. Next week we'll be looking for also trading opportunity from the beginning to the end. Next week we'll be trading NFP on Friday with all of you guys together, and also I'm trading live every day twice. I'll see you there again in another live session. We will be together here. Until that, stay well, stay happy, and we'll see you with the new trading